I went back to Nigeria, back to the motherland. That probably cost me about 12K, 15, 150. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. I grew up quite well off. You know, my parents were successful business people. I had a pretty cushy life compared to most kids, so I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet a little later in life. I moved to New Zealand in 2001. Fighting was never really on my radar till I was about 17. That's when I saw Ong Bak, the movie. That inspired me to get in the ring. I was just always a goofy dancer kid. I was never really violent. I got picked on a lot, so eventually I realized later on that I should learn how to defend myself. When I first told my parents I wanted to fight, I knew what the response was gonna be, but eventually when they saw the money rolling in and I was able to make a living off this, then they were like, oh, he's all right. My first international fight, I think I made just over $1,000. When I first got the call from the UFC, I was broke just before then. I was just like, I wanna spend my money, I wanna enjoy my money, and yeah, I blew it all. I think my first fight I made over $100,000 because I had a performance of the night bonus. Don't quote me on that, it's a long time ago. For the UFC, for the standard guy, I think it's you sign for a certain amount of fights and then you get your show money, that's to show up. And if you win, you get your win money, which I'm not a fan of. Because we all work hard and we're trying to get paid and provide for our families. So put it this way, I'm not on the show and win anymore. I get paid. The Brunson or the Silver fight, I made my first million, if I recall. Allegedly as well, sorry. Allegedly. I became champion in 2019. Can you bring my belt real quick? First of all, there's a shiny piece. So that's Kelvin, Robert, Romero, Costa, Vittori. I defended it 1, 2, 3, 4. I've defended the belt 4 times. Don't let them tell you less. When you become champion, they rip up the old contract and get you a new contract, and then get a nice slice of the pie. There's only one person I trust with my money, and that's my father. Who else is gonna have your best interest at heart than the man who brought you into this world and raised you? You have guys in the basketball like Stephen Curry, Michael Jordan, their dad's involved in their careers, you know? My dad's involved in my career, but not on the canvas, not in the cage, behind the scenes where it really counts, so that way I can make sure I stay broke and stay woke. So we've talked about how I made and saved my money. Now let's talk about how I spent my money. First thing was this chain. I believe it was this chain. Got it on a discounted price. So I think it was about 13 grand. I just got this like a week and a bit ago. And I've got like a Audemars Piguet coming next week. It's definitely over 200K. Raw oak skeleton. Quite like this though, they call this the presidential. I didn't really understand how it works. I thought you just go into a Rolex store and be like, oh, do you have one of these? But apparently there's a waiting list. It's like 8 to 12 months. And I was like, oh shit. I've probably spent over 500,000 on jewelry, but for my first million, I bought my first big chain for 13K. First chain, 13K. I probably went on a shopping spree, I'm sure. Bought some new shoes, threads, all of that. So I would have spent probably 3,000 to 5,000. Clothing shopping spree, 5K. I am my father's son, so I like a good bargain. I wouldn't have gone to any high-end places at the time, like no Louis, no Gucci. Living within my means.
Who would you say are the top best dressed UFC fighters right now?
My top 3 best dressed UFC fighters would be myself. I like a good suit, so I'd say Conor. Usman, 100%. I like his threads at the press conferences. He's always dripped up, so yeah, I'd say top 3 would be us 3 right there. I did my back tat as a dragon, but it's not just your regular dragon, it's like a crocodile. It's in Japanese style. I call it kundakinte. I don't know why yet, but my tattoos always reveal the significance to me later on in life. I just know he gets angry sometimes. That makes me have to calm it down. I've got a friend who does my tattoos, so he does it at a discounted rate, but not discounted quality. Probably spent on that tattoo about 4,000. Back piece tattoo, about 4 to 5K. I already had a car, but I felt like I needed something else, like some Hot Wheels, like we used to play with as kids. It was meant to be a Lamborghini, but unfortunately, I couldn't sit upright in the Lamborghini. I had to drive it like this. So I opted for a McLaren instead. So the car itself looks like a spitting image of Kurama, the nine-tailed demon fox from the series Naruto. So it was meant to be. That was my tailed beast. I named it Kurama as well, and that set me back about $500,000. So I say brand new McLaren, 500K. I went back to Nigeria, back to the motherland, to connect with my people and connect with the soil. And on the way back, I stopped over in Dubai. That probably cost me about 12K, 5K, 15, 150. Okay, I guess so, 150K. Nigeria is what you make of it. A beautiful but dangerous place, depending on who you know. Unfortunately, the people in power sometimes wrong the people, but at the core, our people are peaceful people, happy people, and very welcoming. So we need to bring power back to the people by distributing the wealth. In Dubai, I hung out with my mans Mo, shout out to Mohammed, and the other Mohammed. So that was the highlight of my trip, going to his palace and just exploring the desert as well on camelback. That was beautiful. So I haven't had much holidays since I've been working all the time, but it was nice to just kind of let my hair down. Vacation for friends and family, 150K. I'm looking after my close ones, friends and family. Yeah, I'll probably spend like 40K. And this is for my first million, what I'm talking about, like looking after my close ones, my friends and family. Just little gifts here and there. I built myself a home cinema. It's a projector that comes out of the roof through a lift, a screen that comes out of the roof as well through a lift, curtains that close to darken the room, surround sound speakers all over the living room. So it's quite hidden. So if you go in there, you won't really notice it, but then you press a button and press another button and another button, and it's just like boom, psh, and transforms into this cozy little intimate cinema. Home cinema cost me about 20K. I bought my first home. That cost me about 800,000. From then, I've just been buying houses and land since. I went a bit past $1 million, so you guys can add the rest right here in post-production. Do it in post. House, 800K. I think it's like 4, 5 bedrooms. I've upgraded it. It's definitely gone up in value. I was quite proud to be able to have my first house, and I'm glad I did so because I had someone I can call a home. Now I have these riffraffs living there who don't appreciate it. I do a lot for charity, but I don't normally broadcast it because I feel like that's kind of disingenuous when you do. And you're doing things for likes or for press, not really doing it from the heart or for love. My sister, who's a nurse, was telling me about the hospital needing beds. I donated like 20,000 just to help them out, and they got a few new beds, more than a few new beds. But also I do little things like paying for the gas of the person that's on number 7, and then they don't know about it till they get to the counter, and then by the time they know, I'm gone. And if I do something for someone, I just tell them, hey, pass it on. Just pass it on to the next person. I never really regret how I spend money because I've realized this is all just, it's fugazi, it's garbage. I love it, but it's garbage at the end of the day. What I really value is how you spend time, because that's something I never get back. Time is really what it's about. A young kid comes up to me and asks for advice. Well, what advice would I give him? Be like me and spend your money wisely. Pick who you surround yourself with. Make sure you're a valued member of the team. Thanks everyone for listening to me brag about how I spent my first million, and I'll see you guys in the octagon soon. Peace.